All right, so the big story on the weekend is kind of the same as last weekend was too.
Yes, sir.
Last weekend this happened as well, where
The
sisters and
sisters?
world eaters have been popping the hell off. And
Yeah, and
so,
we got a residential sisters player.
and
This guy's a hell of a lot better than me.
all I know is Lane sees these and
Give me a hell yeah!
all right, so let's look at this list and see if Lane can kind of
Yeah.
give us the rundown here.
Explain to us what this list does, like you're explaining to a new player, because I have no idea what sisters do besides shoot.
All right.
So this,
The first thing that we need to notice is that this dude named all of his characters, even the characters that already have names. Um, I don't really know why I did that, but good for him.
Be about the fool.
So Junith is pretty good. I honestly regretted not bringing her in my last at RRTT because she just says you get an extra CP in your command phase.
busted.
And
Busted.
obviously that's pretty good. Um,
I don't like that there's not points beside everything.
I know.
yeah,
It's rough.
I mean Morven is standard. If you aren't bringing Morven Vol with the unit of war suits, which he did, you're playing.
So
Sisters
Morgan
wrong.
Vol she is one of the people that's in the big suit, right?
Right. She's like the big suit. She's got a big lance and a big gun.
Okay.
She has the custodian spear.
Yeah,
Okay.
she lets the entire unit reroll everything, hit and wound, while she's
Busted.
leading them. Makes their melted very reliable. I mean, they're only strength 9, but when you're rerolling that you're and still winning on fives, it's like a third chance. So you're pretty good there.
Right.
The let's see, the Imagifier, that first thing he's got there,
Mhm.
is honestly pretty solid. I don't have one, so I'm looking at the data sheet right now. But basically, she lets you re-roll the miracle die when a unit is destroyed within 12 of her.
Fair enough.
And when she's leading a unit, the unit gets a 4-up invuln save. So that's pretty good.
Okay.
Because their invulns are normally 6 with a 3-up save. So a 4-up invuln's pretty good. Palatine is pretty solid. She's... What do you give her? Yeah, they didn't give a enhancement to him. But
St. Eleanor?
maybe that is an enhancement. Yeah, that is the enhancement. That's the enhancement that it adds 1 to attack, strength, and damage characteristics. Turns her damage 2 melee sword into a damage 3. So it's pretty solid. If she's hurt, it adds 2 to the attack, strength, and damage instead.
Oh, sweet.
But she only has 3 wounds, so that's kind of hard to do.
Right.
Probably was a point filler.
Yeah, I mean it's 15 points. Probably just
Seems good.
Saint Celestine was surprising to me, especially when sisters basically say, "Hey, take fixed against me." Saint Celestine's a character that her entire shtick is coming back, so they can kill her again. She's a deep striker. She has deep strike, and she's hard to kill with precision. She can support feel no pain when she has her 2 little dudes with her still. And she does have a flamer that has some AP on it, so it's like pretty good when you deep strike in somewhere. Very niche though.
I have a question. For Assassinate, is it different this edition than it was last edition, where the character can die over and over again? You can keep scoring it.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
So,
you do
like,
indeed score multiple times.
Weird. It wasn't like that last edition. Sorry, proceed.
Yeah, it's rough for vehicles too, and more involved is both a vehicle and a character. So when you kill her and bring her back, they can score 12 points on primary or on secondary.
yeah.
Correct.
We ran into that in our game.
Yeah, it sucks. These Battle Sister squads are surprising because they, melt like paper. You do give them. I mean, the simulacrum's free. It says when they kill a unit, they get a miracle dice.
Glass cannons.
Yeah.
Are these guys riding
I mean,
in vehicles?
Yeah, he's splitting those into immolators. So the immolators have
Okay.
they kind of do the same thing Sagittars do.
They each have a hunter killer missile too.
Yeah, I mean those are free. It's interesting he gave one an immolation flamer and one a multi-melta, for different purposes, obviously. The Retributor squad, I guess he put those on foot. He might have put those in reserves. But that's 5 dudes, 4 of them with multi-meltas. The other one has like a plasma pistol or something. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, multi-melta
Castigators are really good. Lets you reroll hit roll against vehicles with the weapon he took.
Yeah, I saw these in the list the
Is that
previous
the organ
weekend.
tanks?
Yeah, I mean, Castigate, you pretty much take at least 2 Castigators, I think. It's really our only heavy hitting option. Still
Right.
only strength 10.
Gotcha.
But it's pretty good. Only 1 bit of AP, but it is 3 flat damage.
So this
solid.
guy's playing.
Is that the Predator or the indirect guy?
These are the not the indirect, just the regular-ish tank.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like
The guy actually didn't take any of the Exorcists, which I was surprised about.
it's
Because
basically the Predator.
36-inch range indirect is pretty solid on the Exorcist.
So this guy's playing hell of vehicles.
Yeah. I mean, those mortifiers, I haven't actually seen anybody run mortifiers this edition.
Right.
This
Not
one's called
positive what they're.
Full.
The full. The feral.
So what are mortifiers?
I mean, they've got bolters.
Are those also tanks?
Yeah, they're vehicles. They're like the Penitent engines, but they're like enclosed. They've got like the Iron Maiden in the front of them instead of just the dude.
Oh heck yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they're pretty sick looking. But like I said, I hadn't seen anybody run.
Yeah,
Those
I've
are the war
seen-
suits.
I've seen the model. These are the guys that are with Morgan Ball, right?
Morgan Ball, yeah.
And then Seraphim are just little guys, right?
Yeah, they're dudes with wings. They have deep strike. They're probably with Saint Celestine, if I had to guess.
Right.
They're action monkeys, right?
Yeah, they're like 70 points. 2 of them do have 2 hand flamers, which are it's pretty solid.
This guy's
Basically
got
2d6.
4 hand flamers.
But yeah, so all of the dudes have 2 pistols, and so the ones that have the hand flamers, it's only 2 of them that have 2 hand flamers.
Bro, this looks like it does a shit ton of damage.
So wait, it
Yeah,
says it has.
hey, if you can punch up.
Did he write his list incorrectly then?
No, that's how it's worded in the app. Technically, a unit of 5 Seraphim says 4 bolt pistols, 4 hand flamers, and 1 like plasma pistol or whatever you give the leader. The Sister Novitiates, I've heard were good towards the beginning of the 10th, and then people
Right.
stopped talking about them. They're basically just another Battle Sisters unit, but I think they all have different weapons. It's the Kill Team box. So-
Oh, okay. So he's not playing any
Yeah.
of the little cheap guys, the 25-point guys?
The Death Cult Assassins are what he's running instead.
Okay.
They're 35 points, 7-inch move, and they hit a little harder than the other guys.
Gotcha.
Um,
Then just a cow.
they have fights
like
first
everyone
and
else.
precision, and they can re-roll a wound roll of 1 when targeting a character. I think it's the same concept. 2 units for. Yeah, two dudes for 35 points. He's just running those instead of Crusaders.
So what's the transports? Is it just immolators?
Yeah, that's all he's got. Just those 2.
Okay.
So basically, he'd split the immolators, or he'd split those Battle Sisters and the immolators, probably putting the ones with multi-meltas in the immolators. So when the immolator scores a hit, they can reroll the wound roll.
Okay.
And all the Battle Sisters units say when you're on a point, it doesn't stack like 2 per unit, but when you're on a point in your command phase, you get an extra miracle die.
Right.
So you just kind of throw them on points and hope they stick, I guess. I've never seen somebody run 3 squads of them, so.
Right. Well, looks like he's listed well for him because
Yeah, obviously.
this is like 2 weeks in a row that Sisters have done some shit. So I mean,
I think it played like anybody that's gonna take the time to name all their crap like this. It very
Apparently,
obviously-
dude's models are beautiful.
really.
Yeah, apparently he's like a big painter. Whenever I was watching the Art of War guy talk about it, like the dude was like, "Yeah, I don't even know the dude or anything, but I saw his sisters and like they were probably one of the best looking armies on the table."
So you think every time he sees them, he's like,
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Here, let me see if I can find the picture of his army.
Okay. We can post it. We can post it
If I
in
can-
the video. If so, we can go to this next list, and I can talk about this list a little bit. This is Quentin. He's the Art of War guy. He's like the big Avatar Arcane dude. He did well in what was it? The Crucible. What was it in?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think he won Crucible.
Yeah,
No, John Lennon won.
John Lennon, but this guy went undefeated as well, if I'm not mistaken, or he got up there. But
John beat him. Yeah,
gotcha. This, I mean, this
just the one loss.
But he's really good.
the stand. Hey, this dude, as Nick,
He's been the
said,
go-to Eldar guy for
Right.
like Art War
the
and most
horrible
like
sinner.
US since it came out.
He is an Eldar stan, and he's been pogging off with them every event.
So I don't want to downplay him, but of the Art of War guys, he's the newest guy, and he's been playing them all edition, probably mostly because of the team tournament and that they went to. All those other guys are, I think, better, and so that's just what he's been playing this edition too. I think that matters a lot.
He's been winning every weekend too.
I think
so.
Quentin's very good. I don't
Yeah.
know
No, I'm
about
not-
like a direct comparison.
I'm not saying
He's no
it's bad, no,
slouch.
I'm just saying like I think that's why he's slotted in on Eldar this whole edition.
He's been popping.
Well,
off.
everyone else moved off. They played that team tournament, and everyone else went off to do the things they wanted to do, whether it was the best thing. And he has not played a different army yet.
Right.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
anything, period.
he played Eldor in Night too, I think, is what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
He, might
He
have
likes
towards the
them.
end, but
So this is standard. He's got his Phoenix gem on the Skyrunner because he's not playing Incarn. So he's playing this guy. It's just double Farseer. You know, you send it out there with your whatever you want to give better fate dice to, and that kind of how it does it. Widely per standard. I mean, this list is so standard. The only difference is he's playing 3-spinner this week and one of everything. So he's playing like one of all this stuff, right? Spiders.
Bunch of people played 3-spinners this weekend, am I right?
Yes. It's good. I mean, we were talking about people are going more to infantry, and
Yeah.
this is how you beat them. So, I mean, it's just the same Eldar list we've been seeing, but with different ratios, pretty much. He's been on this Avatar since before the what did I just say, the Crucible or whatever.
Yeah.
He's been on Avatar since before then. People play either or, and then the winner last weekend of that big event played both. So, like we said about Eldar a bunch of times, the data sheets are crazy. So pick your poison. They're both.
Which big thing do you want that half damage?
Yeah, it does. It also does that, and this guy hits harder than the Incarn.
Doesn't
It's-
have a mobility.
He's got a cool attack where he's got like a big old las cannon shot, but it has one attack, but it has sustained D3, so you can put a 6 there with your fate dice.
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. This list is there's nothing really to talk about that much. Now this one, World Eater's been doing good weekend after weekend, and
People have been saying they're kind of the sleeper pick.
I think I agree. Now his list name is I Miss Blood Angels.
so instead he's playing the Red Angels.
But he's playing the good melee army right now. All right. Angron, Lord Invicus, Juggernaut, Master of Executioners. This guy's playing like the Jackals that we saw instead of the Cultists. See, not playing Cultists, right? Oh, this guy's playing like double Chaos Spawn unit. Are these just for actions?
Probably.
So this is like a similar recipe to Anthony Vanilla, another Art of War guy.
Mm-hmm.
They took. It's just a lot cleaner list.
Right.
The Chaos Spawn are surprisingly better than you'd think they'd be.
Yeah.
They're quite tanky. They have a innate feel no pain 5-up, and
Yep.
you're often in the +1 to feel no pain in your blood tithe.
They're
Makes them
fast,
a
too.
4. They're fast. They heal up, so they're just kind of action monkey that's deceptively tanky.
Right. I mean,
But
this.
the list is very similar. The biggest change is he dropped the Karn and the rest of the Berserkers.
Right.
or just more 8-bound because it's the best data sheet they have.
Yeah, this dude is playing hell at 8-bound, huh?
Yeah, 2 3-man exalteds, a 6-man, and then the regular.
How scary
So
are
did
they?
8-bound get that good with the points nerf?
Yeah, they went down. I think it was 10 or more points a model.
Oh, that's good.
Because I remember they were insanely expensive for what they at the beginning of a ninth.
Yeah, they just dropped a lot. They were always good. They were just too expensive.
Fair enough. I
Um,
mean,
Yeah, I think this list is pretty good. He dropped the Karn mostly because I was talking to you about this earlier, Zach, but Berserkers aren't that great,
right.
realistically. At 100 points per 5, they're just not where you want to be at.
These guys
So-
are pretty cheap now.
But the Master of Execution is no joke. It is literally one of the hardest hitting units in the game with
Right.
this Berserker glaive.
Yep.
So, putting him in a unit and throwing
This
it in
is
a Rhino
This is the
definitely
reroll,
powerful.
right? Favorite of Corn.
Yeah, you have to have a non-named
That's why
character
he's playing
to
this.
throw this on. So
Just playing a
that's what
fast
this
boy.
guy's here for. Yeah,
So
Okay.
He's just playing the generic avocado toast.
and that's the. This is actually the main action monkey of the list. This guy doesn't do anything for most of the game.
This guy?
The World Eaters on Juggernaut,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because neither of these Juggernaut are attached to a unit,
Right.
because you cannot attach the Invocatus to Exalted 8-bound and still get a scout move, because the rules are worded poorly.
How far is the scout move?
6.
How's it worded that says that it can't do that?
So he has scout naturally, and the
Oh.
Exalted 8-bound do not. So if you attach them to them, his ability says, give a unit that doesn't have scout,
But the unit
so he
has
can't
scout.
give it to himself, but the whole unit doesn't have scout, just
Right.
him, so they don't get the scout move.
Gotcha.
I thought that everything in a unit shared keywords and what are those? What are those?
Well, that's an ability. They share the keywords like mounted and infantry,
Gotcha.
but they don't share
And fly.
abilities like deep strike and scout.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But if you do have dudes in like a Rhino and everybody in the Rhino has scout, then the Rhino can
Yeah.
scout.
That's a rule specifically for dedicated transports.
All right. So really good World Eaters list. Really clean. World Eaters has been popping off in every event that I've seen. They're kind of sleeper. Oh, we can go down to like we can go on to like a couple more
Yeah,
lists for
not
this
at our
event.
RTT.
I think.
You can
What's up?
look at the CSM list, but it's just the same CSM list.
It
Same.
is point for point the same list that won London GT.
Bunch of Chaos Lords.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so-
the chosen are moved around a little bit, but yes, it's the exact same.
Look at this guy.
What do you mean, like different weapons on them?
No, I think didn't that list have 2 10s and a 5?
No, it was 2 5s. and a
Did
10.
y'all see this dude's
Yeah.
list? The guy playing that scored 100 almost every game.
Are you talking about the Eldari guy?
Yeah.
The Ben Jurek? Yeah, no, I saw that, and I was gonna make a comment about it because that's insane.
This is the same exact list except he's playing triple spinner as well, but he's on Incarn. It's just pretty.
You got a Flagon.
He's got a
Flagon-
shroud runner.
Flagon's pretty standard to be honest.
So this
Yeah,
list
he's
is
starting
kind-
to get that way.
this list is weird. It's got a Viper. It's got a Viper. It's got
Yeah.
shroud runners.
Shroud runners, just bikes.
And triple spinners.
Yeah, he's got 5 spiders, 5 hawks, triple spinner. He's just playing Eldar no bad cards, like Nick says.
Just say, just what we said just a minute earlier. You know, just pick your Eldar units. They're probably broken. You can do well with them.
We can do Marines quick, but it's pretty snooze.
You want to do this one, then do RRTT?
Are you talking about the?
We'll go to
Imperial Fist
Tyranids and
list?
then go to RTT.
Oh yeah.
You don't need to look at this 6th place Imperial Fist list. It's just a wild bunch of stuff that is not good anymore since the
Oh,
books come
since
out.
book come out, yeah, that's true.
No,
that's true.
interceptors are really good now with the book.
You mean Inceptors?
Yeah.
Is it Inceptors or those Interceptors?
It's not.
No, it's Inceptors.
How does this
okay.
guy score 10 points in his last game?
Damn.
I don't know. He got fucked on. Let's see.
All right,
How's he
Adam.
running?
That's
explain it
probably
to
a
us.
no-show, right?
Well, we can all explain the Tyranids. Triple gargoyles.
Does it show who he played against? Maybe.
Gargoyles are the move, man. They
Wing
got
type
deep
tyrant.
strike. They can move almost 24 inches. It's disgusting how fast they are.
What about the wing type tyrant?
Oh,
I've
he
been seeing
played.
some people talk about taking that Winged Hive Tyrant in Vanguard Onslaught and this list because I believe, let me double check, but I think Psychostatic Disruption makes it to where you can deny your opponent's deep strike,
Oh,
and then
cool.
you can't deep strike within 12 inches of him. And he also hands out stratagems for free.
So he's playing like Maliceptor. Now, what's cool about this list is I don't see an Exocrine, do y'all?
No.
That's
see-
really
I
surprising.
see 2 Neural Lictors and 2 Norn Emissaries and a
Yeah,
Norn
Assimilator.
Assimilator. He's playing 3 Norns.
I'm
Yeah,
here for it.
oh yeah, they were talking about that. They were like, yeah. So imagine you start the game and then every single objective they have an OC 15 just.
I mean, you can't.
huge bug on the
Here's
point.
the deal.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Tyranid lists. You can't talk me out of playing 3 Norns. I think that's the coolest thing you can do, the Model 6. So,
And it's good apparently.
Yeah.
real good.
I mean, the other thing too is the assimilator may not have its 4-up invuln, but one of your synaptic imperatives gives you a 5-up imperative, a 5-up invuln, and you can spend a CP to do it again later in a different round.
Right.
All right,
point
so this
filler.
is what happened in this last round. There's two things that could have happened. Because his very last round, he played against this Ben Jurek that 100 everybody.
Yeah.
He either just showed up to the table and said, I'm not playing you. You can have the 100, and I'll just take my 10 painted points. Or he got tabled turn 1.
This Eldar list can do that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard to imagine him doing that. To
Also, another thing to touch on as we scroll down a little bit, John Lennon played this event as well and got 11th. The
Yeah.
Tyranid guy that won. Let's see what he was playing before we go.
Wait,
Invasion
you said, what did you say about the tier? What did you say, Dallas? You
I
hard to
said
do
I,
what?
s- I said he probably could have done that, but I feel like it's hard to do with 3 Norn list.
I don't know. This Ben Jurek guy is part of Team USA, so he's one of the better players in the US. So
Yeah.
it's not impossible. Like I said, it's one of those two. That's my guess.
Yeah,
I would assume
It's
they
just hard
didn't
to-
play.
yeah. It's because it's hard to imagine someone at that level not getting any points.
No,
Okay.
for sure.
So this is
It's
John Lennon.
That was also his 7th game or 8th game of the weekend. So
True. You get kind of tired after that. And
This
it's-
is the boy.
And I know they also did their event differently. So I don't know if you all heard. So what they did is like you played your first 4 games, and then based how you did, you got put in like a pod of 32.
Cool.
And then like whoever was in top pod was like competing and stuff like that. It was really weird compared to a normal tournament. It wasn't like a normal
Right.
well,
GT where it's like, all right, I hope I go undefeated.
a lot of them do the shadow rounds where you play your first 4 or 5 games of a major like that, and then based on it's basically like a single elimination. You play 1 or 2 games of shadow rounds until you get to the top seeded, and then you play like the top 10 or whatever, top 8.
Yeah, but they went to like pods.
Well, it's always represented as pods on BCP. I'm just saying like that's how they show the shadow rounds on BCP, because everybody else in the event that didn't score top whatever, they did not play shadow rounds. They just finished after their last game or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's a system within the BCP like way it does pairings.
Yeah.
I personally have never been to a major that's more than 5, or a GT is more than 5 rounds, so I can't tell you for sure. But I do think that's what's happening. It just gives a way for people that weren't there to understand, like, these guys had to play around.
Yeah, it checks out.
So, John Lennon, the winner of, was it Miami?
The Crucible.
Yeah. This is his Tyranid list. Looks like he did really well. He got 11th. So, pretty low scoring wins here, if you look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One note in 8th is Brian Jones on Imperial Knights. He's like an Imperial Knights 1 trick. He's decently good. He's been scoring in the like top 8 to 16 at a bunch of events in a row. playing this exact same list
Looks like he has
over
a
and
draw.
over. So
Master Crusader, Canis Rex.
we're doing as well as he's doing with a
What?
army that is in as bad a spot as I think this one is.
Hold
Right.
up.
It's probably
his
a
list
pretty
is
good
not
place to
good.
list.
You got a Lancer.
He's playing 3 big knights and 2 little knights and then a bunch of little bullshits.
I like this
Mhm.
list a lot.
Really?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
It wins the coolness factor for sure.
Yes.
The Lancer is awesome.
Yeah, the Lancer's probably the coolest knight model.
Yes.
He's got 8 units.
He's been killing
Yeah.
people. Canis
He's
and the
winning.
Lancer are like 9 damage and 8 damage a pop.
Isn't the Lancer just like a fighter, though? Like, he doesn't shoot nothing, right?
It has
It's
Yes.
gonna kill. It's gonna kill whatever it gets in combat with.
and
It's
it
like
tank
12.
shocks for free.
Yep.
And it should statistically
It's also
always
a little
hits.
tougher. It's a Sororitas, so it has 3 extra wounds. It's got the built-in 4 up invuln, straight up, compared to the others, 5 up against range.
Right. Yep.
Hunter Nichols' Astra Militarum list is the most wild thing I've ever seen in my life.
So John Lennon's list, we don't even have to talk about it. It's just the other list that he played almost. It's almost the exact same. Exocrines, Maliceptors, Neurolictors, Zoanthropes, you name it. Okay.
All right.
Now, a tournament that was way better than this one.
Much more prestigious.
We can talk about all the undefeateds
Prestigious.
and other people if y'all want.
Higher stakes.
The TO is kind of hot.
Which
That's
one?
very.
Cody, yeah, he was.
And which of the 4?
Okay. So 4 TOs.
4 TOs for 28.
These
man
first
event.
3 are the only ones that matter because they're undefeated. This guy doesn't matter. This guy doesn't matter. I'm just kidding. Yeah, tournament was weird. Like I said,
if a really meta person or like big person look at this, they'd be like, how did this happen?
yeah, it seems like a lot of the lists that we picked to win.
Well, to be fair, our number 1 pick didn't show up to the tournament, so that was.
That's kind of
Yeah.
true.
That is true. He didn't.
I lost
Yeah,
to
let's
I lost to Sights of Power Necrons. Pretty hard one.
Yeah. I
Um,
lost to
this guy.
Dave's Marines.
This guy. So we lost to the guys that were up here, and then
I quit
then
after round 2.
Nathan lost to this guy who was also undefeated. So it's fine. We'll go over Ultramarines first. The list is pretty. Oh, I guess we don't even have to go over it because the book kind of.
Are we? Well, I think his list points change, but his list is fine. Are you talking about Cody's?
Yeah, I mean the list is good.
I'm just saying his list is not. I honestly, I do think that maybe some of his stuff has gone down in points and then some went up. Like,
Right.
just real quick because I played against it. The Redemptors, I think they go up like 10 points.
The Redemptors go down 10 points.
Oh, okay. So yeah. I think the Whirlwind may go up. I don't know.
List is good.
I can kind of go over what he did with it though, because since I played against it. So he had Tigurius and Earl Ventress. The Earl Ventress was just running around with some assault intercessors, and Tigurius was running around with the vets. He had 2 regular intercessor squads, an assault intercessor squad. I believe they all 3 of those started on the table. He had an eliminator squad, which I don't even ever remember seeing. If he had them, he definitely did not shoot them at me, ever. Yeah, I don't even ever remember seeing those on the table, to be honest. Eradicators, he had them. He kept his eradicators in reserves. Obviously, he walked them on later and tried to shoot something. I was not impressed by them at all. He pointed them at one of my sky rays and like took off like 3 wounds, I think.
That had been really bad rolling.
Yeah. I mean, I think he just rolled poorly. I don't honestly, I don't remember why. I was like, he's like, I guess that's 1 at 3. And I was like, what? How much AP? He's like 4. I was like, I don't get a save. Okay. How much damage? And he rolled in. It's like 3. He did roll really low. The 2 times that he did shoot it at me, he did roll really low on the damage because it's like D6 plus 2 or something like that, or D6
Yeah,
plus
if he's a
1.
Melta.
Yeah. The infiltrator squads, he just kept them in the back the whole game. I think he accurately knew that my crisis suits could just pop up somewhere and just melt whatever they got near. His Storm card vets, he ran those in the middle and the impulsor with the Tigurius. They were I honestly I think they killed off some little stuff, but I ultimately just put a bunch of guns into them and killed them. Just because they were hiding out, they were just trying to camp out on the middle objective. The Terminator squad didn't do anything except for come in his back corner and do like investigate signals at some point. The Ballistus Dreadnought, both Ballistus Dreadnoughts were okay. They shoot well for what they do. I ended up quitting after this match because I was unaware that Dreadnoughts could heroically intervene, and so
Oh yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah, they can.
And there was a single situation that had I not moved my guys probably like an extra inch, like I had a 12-inch charge and I just didn't. I was like, I'll just wrap this one guy that has 1 wound. It was like a lone lieutenant that just needed to die. That lieutenant with the combi weapon. I was like, it just needs to die. All I got to do is just run at it and then bump it with a couple of my battle suits, and it'll die. And because I put my guys just slightly too far forward, he was able to heroically intervene, stole the point from me, and was able to tank shock me with his like feet attack that just happened to do enough mortals to kill one of my suits. It was just very tilting. Like I said, didn't realize it could do that. They hadn't really done a whole lot all game,
cocks and lubed up
so it was just very frustrating to lose that way because that him taking that point from me scored him an extra 5 on his turn, and then it lost me 5 for one of my secondaries. I think I had like Storm Hostile or something.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to
so
bust.
It became like a 10-point swing. Like he ended up with 10 extra points and we ended up with 10 less points. So it came to a 20-point deficit that just kind of ruined my game for me. The Redemptors were really good all game. I never saw, he didn't oath me like I expected him to. I don't know that he just, I don't know if he did it incorrectly or just didn't understand what he was doing, oathing, because he oathed some stupid
I do
stuff.
have a point to make about the tank shock thing.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to stoke anything that's happened a few days ago, but the tank shock strat does say do it during your charge phase.
It actually says
not the charge phase.
So
really,
I thought it when we looked it up. I looked at the card and I let him do it because I'm pretty sure the card, like we have those strat cards. Pretty sure
I just looked at the 40K app. I looked at the reference, just looked up tank shock. It says win your charge phase.
Okay. Well, yeah, that sucks.
you live in your own.
He still would have ended up being able to heroically intervene me though. So
yeah, that is true.
That's ultimately what, because my suits are OC1. That Walker is OC4 or whatever.
Suits are OC2.
Oh shit! I played them wrong all weekend then. They usually just delete whatever's there, so I just assume like they're just... anyway. But so yeah, I guess tank shocking probably would not have it would not have taken me off that point. That sucks. That's pretty frustrating. Anyway, but yeah, back to the Redemptors. He was like doing his oath on, he oathed the Skyray first round, which that made sense. But then he oathed I want to say maybe like some stealth. No, he oathed my Tetras that were sitting in the middle, and I was like, okay, dude, that's fine. And then he didn't kill them, and so he ended up keeping his oath the next round too to finish off a single wounded Tetra. And so I don't know. He probably could have maxed. He probably could have killed a lot more stuff. Anyway, but yeah, by turn 3, I mean this was mainly on me, but by turn 3, too many people had come up and talked to us, and I'd wasted a lot of time, so I was out of time. I basically stopped doing stuff after turn 4, and I was like, I'm simply going to use these last few seconds of my time to overwatch you if you try to take this from me. And so I was like, I'll use my time to roll some dice for Overwatch, and that's all I'm going to do with my remaining time. His whirlwind never shot at me, never once shot at me. I don't know. He just sat in the back corner and never did anything with it. So I don't know. He played very inefficiently. He won, but what can you do?
All right. Well, I guess we're on to the Necron list.
Yeah. This was annoying. It did what Necrons do. There's not really much to talk
did you
about
play
it.
this list back?
I played against it on Sides of Power, which is like Necron auto win, especially for
his list.
Yeah, it's like nothing in his army. I mean, these didn't really do anything in our game. The Doomsday, I could never kill it because I suck. The Reanimator, I don't know why. I just couldn't kill it with my support weapon, even though I got to shoot at it. It should have one-shot it, but it didn't.
Yeah,
you know what the list does.
The Reanimator is actually surprisingly more tanky than I thought, just because a 4-up Feel Pain goes a long way.
Yeah, Feel Pains are crazy. Transcendent was crazy. It's just Necrons.
Yeah. He's also a very good player, and he's a super cool dude.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. Fun game. I maxed secondary. Couldn't catch up in primary against Necrons. Sides of Power says character and unit. It's another additional 3. These Lich Guard bricks have characters in them. You can 1 CP stand a character back up. Yeah, you can 1 CP stand a character back up. You know how it goes. My army couldn't kill Lich Guard bricks, and so you can't beat them on Sites of Power, and that's what happened. But the list is good. Yeah. Good player. Awesome guy. I hope to see him again. We went out to eat with them. Had some margaritas. They were awesome people. So that's pretty much it. And then this list was Space Marine Army at home.
Yeah.
So our boy Dave coming through again. We're glad he got it. The funny part about this list, it's just Space Marines. I mean, what is there to talk about? Nothing. The Deathlings that we talked about actually just didn't die.
These knights, now that I think about it, and the stuff that I really shot at all weekend, the fact that they have -1 damage does kind of matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I still think regular Marines are better.
So those things like deleted a bunch of stuff. I just kind of ignored them because I was like, I just can't kill this unit. I'm not even gonna try to.
Right.
And I think at the end of the game, he only had like 1 character in that unit left. I still had a decent bit left, but just if you look at our score, he beat me in primary. I lost 100 to 90. If you look at our score sheet, he beat me in primary on turns 2 or 3. Well, if you know Tau, we don't get attachment rule until turn 3. And he played very well. I mean, Dave's really good. And those nights, I mean, they charged into something and murdered it. And then I just put Christ Suits in his backfield and started deleting stuff. And then I just played, I think I just played 2 passive and didn't delete things early enough. The Interceptor squad, the Infiltrator squads are really good. They stopped me from deep striking his backfield for like a turn or 2.
Yep. So, I don't know.
Was that game 2 on Sites of Power?
Yeah, this is game. This is game 2.
Game 2, but it's not Sites of Power. What happened was, I mean, he just played his Marines list. He knows them well. All Marines.
Plays.
But I mean, what I'm saying though is like on Sites of Power,
it wasn't Sites of Power.
It wasn't on Sites of Power.
But it was funny seeing his list because it was like, he has every Marine army and it was a bunch of different colors. He had like Ultramarine.
Because they borrow it. Him and his brother just have Marines and they just borrow them back and forth.
Yep.
He had like
Yeah, it's like a bag of Skittles every time they show up playing Marines.
yeah, it's so funny. It was it was like Redemptors from whatever, and then there was like
Blood Angels.
yeah,
There's
Blood
like
Angels,
Blood Angels.
Redemptors, Space Wolves thing, Ultramarines, Repulsor. It looked funny, but obviously the Knights were Death or Dark Angels. But he did good. He played well, and he got the dub. So shout out to Dave.
Yeah.
He did what he did. We were rooting for him. Necron guy came close. He got unlucky because he was really close to winning. His opponent game percentage was 5% lower. He just needed one win to take this, but me and the other guy got paired up, and
See,
wouldn't
he
have mattered
played-
anyway. So
Oh, he played Justin. No, he played you. He played. Do you
Sam,
think maybe?
Sam.
and then
Do you think maybe it's because you dropped round one? That's why he lost that.
no, because I would have had to play Sam anyway, so it'd have been an extra loss.
yeah, it would have evened out.
It's just the way that the pairings worked.
Yeah,
I would be
plus,
interested. I would be interested to see this match between these two guys to see if Justin could have taken it. Who knows? We won't. So I hope to see them both again. Obviously,
Yeah.
some shout outs. Craig, obviously, lame guy. Biggest shout out.
Jordan.
Biggest shout out for me is to Zach Casey.
I was very impressed
He
with
kind of
his
showed up and
performance
showed
this
out.
He
Going
played
2-1.
that bogus work list and told us what's what.
He just ran across the field and hit people.
Yeah,
Real
he beat-
shout out to Josh though, for getting
Hey,
that Army battle
yeah.
ready.
Josh
Sorry.
had 0 hours of sleep, 100 cans of Red Bull in his system,
I think he
That
said he
was
got like
pretty
3 or 4.
impressive.
and
But
a battle ready army.
yeah, as the
I was
2-1s go,
impressed.
shout out to Zach Casey, almost getting a 3 dub. Other than that, and Brandon obviously with the Votan,
Did Brandon go for you?
the 2-1. But
That's good.
Yeah, I can't remember who he lost to.
other
He
than
lost
that,
to man, I can't remember either.
Did he lose to Harold round one? That's what it
no,
looks
he
like.
beat Harold.
I
round
lost to
3.
Harold round 1. He played Harold round
Oh.
3 and 1.
So
I think he lost round 2.
he had
He
to
did lose
to Craig.
round 2,
Yeah,
but I don't remember who to.
he had to have lost to Craig.
It
I
was
think
Yeah,
it was Craig.
That's what it was.
Anyway, it sucked.
Which I
Craig,
mean, he scored 65. That's not bad for
Craig
no.
probably. I mean, look at Craig's opponent's match percentage. If Craig wins the last game, he gets first, and there's like no questions.
Oh yeah.
The problem was he had he charged his berserkers like 2 units of them into the Lich Guard, and he almost killed them. And just some rolls both sides. The guy's really good, so he knows what he's doing. But it was like the matter of like 1 or 2 attacks swing that whole game. So it was a close one. It was fun to watch. But 82-74. Yeah, game was awesome. Shout out to everybody. That's pretty much it. I mean, y'all got anything else?
What would y'all change about y'all's list from this weekend?
By 20 more Argo flagellants.
If I had to pick anything, it would just be show up at 10 o'clock.
I would pick to not get paired into Necrons at Sites of Power and try to fight someone later.
Fair.
Is that what I had to play you in Dallas when we played our game?
No, I don't think it was Sites of Power.
It
Because I
was
know there was only two locations, but
no Sites of
No,
Power
it's
is 3.
okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what we played. We played one where it was like take out the center objective, which is also very good for Necrons.
Yeah, Necrons are snooze fest. They're good at a couple missions. They don't die.
They're
all
super swingy.
super swingy. I don't know. My list couldn't kill the Lich Guard, so I guess if I knew I was playing against Necrons, I didn't think there would be that many. I would change it up a little bit, but I could have killed a Warrior Spam list.
I'm excited for my final match of the league into Tyler's Knights. Looking forward to trying that out.
Wait, Tyler was playing Knights for the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
All right, well, I guess that's it.
Yeah, O2 crew.
Woo!
See see you guys next time on Meta
Banging on the
Monday.
chick 'cause I'm a gangster bitch. I'm gang banging on the strip on some gangster shit. Wrapped up, get back in. The slacks ain't sagging. The suit stay pressed for the boys.